Hello everyone! Blue Star Saber here once again to do another One Piece chapter review, chapter 1122. The Time is Right, in which this chapter follows up the events of the last one where Vegapunk, he revealed to the world that his prediction is that the fate of the world will be determined by whoever finds the One Piece, which inspires a bunch of pirates around the world, particularly the members of the Yonko's crew, to go and find the One Piece. So, yeah, that was pretty much the events of the last chapter. But also, you had Luffy and Barney seemingly finally taking out Jay Garcia Saturn for good. Whether or not that's actually the case, we'll find out in this chapter. But yeah, I meant to do this review about a day or so ago, but it was getting too late and I needed to go to bed. Granted, I should probably be heading to bed myself right now, but I figured I'd try and wrap this up as I didn't want to waste this on the next few days. So here we are. Chapter 1122, The Time is Right. But before we begin that, we've got a cover to discuss. The cover request which is redraw the author artwork of Smoker, a boy from Achi Perfectia, submitted 22 years ago, in which other words is a drawn illustration of Smoker, which was done in the 23rd volume of One Piece from some sort of fan work thing, and the person that drew it was none other than the My Hero Academia mangaka Koei, I believe. Yeah, his manga has just pretty much ended last week. So in tribute, Oda has drawn the fan cover. The fan cover work that he did 22 years ago. Let's see. It's kind of amazing, really, how one of the fans one of the mangaka that was inspired by One Piece even drew a fan work. Eventually became a mangaka himself, and ended up doing publication around the same time. Naruto ended, but it seems that now his story has ended. Ironically enough, showing that Oda has pretty much outlasted his fellow mangaka from his generation, but also the next generation, if you will. So, yeah, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, it's pretty impressive to see the draw design that Oda's got. He's quite serious with how he's drawn Smoker here, but I think this is based off what Koei has probably drawn as well. So I think it's a bit more of I do like it's a bit more stylized, particularly with the dark inking. But yeah, I think it's a nice little cover. And you even got the number 23 to reference volume 23. But yeah, anyway, that was the first chapter, and that was the cover page. Now it's on to the next page, which pretty much the chapter follows off where the world reacts to what Vegapunk's saying about how pirates are going to control the world, or the fate of the world is depending on who finds the One Piece. And for most people, they realize that, okay, the pirates have the lead on that. Whether citizens showing their concern, some of them particularly saying, wait a sec, particularly this shirtless group, I'm assuming some sort of Hawaiian island, saying, you do realize what you're saying, Vegapunk, while a bunch of Antarctic frozen ones are saying, no, are we going to sink into the ocean too? Do something, maybe, as you start to see some people starting to panic from Vegapunk's message about the world's going to sink. And then you get these three pirates, which from my understanding, hold on, let me just get the One Piece wiki out. It'll probably, I assume it will have it, but just the full-on details. But let's see, episode. Here we go. Let me just see. Oops. Just gonna scroll down a little bit. There should probably be some. Let's see. Nope. Oh yeah, Oda's got a little message for Koei. He says, so now you get to play Pokemon Go as much as you want. Congratulations on 10 years. Horikoshi Sensei. But yeah. Well, nope. Let's see. Well, I think this will probably explain it to me. We've got apparently the Endurance Curry Pirates, 3 pirates drawn by Oda himself, the mangaka for Shaman King, and the mangaka for Rio Kenshin. Keep in mind this was back in 2000, and this is for 2000 when there was this One Piece reader participation project thing. So Oda got his former mentor and fellow mangaka who he considered a friend, the Shaman King one, to help him with the thing. And this is before it was revealed the sort of scandal of the Leon Kenshin one of what he had secretly stashed and what he looked at, which is it's quite disturbing, so I'm not going to say just to not avoid demonetization. But I think, granted, there's always been a bit of controversy with Oda because I think after that crime was exposed and that guy only had 1 year sentence or something. I think he paid a fine and was allowed to leave. But I think apparently Oda had an interview with him, I think in some sort of Jump Fest thing. But I think this has caused some controversy, and this has especially led to some people having allegations about Oda. Well, I'm not sure how serious or not, but I think something that he is similar. But let's see, it doesn't help with the whole Bonnie sort of controversy a couple of chapters back. But I think there has been a message that Oda said that he drew this during a time when he was not when he was a much different person and probably not what he ended up being. So there's that little controversy there, but I suppose it's a nice little nod and tribute to what he did a couple of decades ago, even though probably it might cause, I'm not sure if this will cause some controversy now at least, but I think most people from what I can tell saying, oh, it's a nice little nod. But knowing the scandalage of the Rio Kenshin artist, and besides it's Kishimoto drawing all 3 of them here. So it seems to be fine, but yeah. Anyway, we cut to Imperial Down, where pirates are all excited, thinking they're going to rule the world. If the world's going to sink, let us, Red Sea, ride the waves as you will. Some of them crying out, the days of the world government are numbered, with some of the security guard staff. Why are we playing it for them? And they say that they can't really shut down the transponder snails, and they activate it on their own and know where to stop it. And then we cut back where we see the Marines. I believe we see Stainless, so I think was tasked with trying to catch a buggy, but got defeated by Crocodile and his bones before he could actually do it, seemingly still in one piece, despite the fact that Crocodile was dealing with him. But then again, I suppose that's credit to his either skill or the fact that Oda doesn't really like killing characters when he can avoid it. But I don't know, it depends on how you feel. Let's see, with Marines being shocked about how this is happening, and some of them cursing Vegapunk for what he's done, given in fact his message will cause all kinds of chaos. And then we cut to Kobe, who says, Luffy, I have to. Remembering talking about Luffy's dream to him and all that stuff. But he ends up saying that he has to stop his dream from being realized. And then you cut to Buggy, who says, the world is mine, you idiots. Who said I wanted such a thing? His crew's a bit confused before Buggy goes this is our world, right? And then this gets all his crew excited, teary-eyed, and saying, Captain Buggy or Chairman Buggy, we'll follow you to the depths of hell. Buggy pretty much routing up the crowd. The Crocodile then tells Buggy to sit, and he's terrified, saying, yes, sir, thinking that he's really going to be in trouble from what has just transpired. Then we cut to Kanavina Devange. I believe I have said that name correctly. Katarina Devon. Sorry, my mistake there. Him and Olga messaging. Well, she's particularly messaging. Olga's probably keeping an eye on Caribou. where she's asking Blackbeard what the plan is, and he's just asking if she could just kill him now. Let's see. And he's just saying, who, Caribou? But Caribou's just begging, please, Master Teach, I promise. Whatever to tell you will be a delight for you. Blackbeard just being all casual, saying, bring him to me. If what he has to say doesn't blow me away, we'll blow him away, if you will. As Vegapunk goes like, that is the simple truth, Joy Boy is. But of course, his message gets interrupted. But I'm just going to talk about these 4 pages here. First of all, I do love the fact that we got a follow-up and the citizens reacting to what Vegapunk's saying about the fate of the world hangs on the pirates, because for many people, let's see, pirates are evil, and many of them, the pirates are not, none of them can be good. They're all dastardly villains, and if they're the ones deciding the fate of this world, they're all screwed pretty much. Sorry, I sort of probably should drink this. So you get some of them panicking, wondering like, why are you saying this, Vegapunk? You're just going to get the pirates riled up. While others, of course, are heeding more to the fact that Vegapunk says the world's going to sink, and many of them are wondering like, let's see, what's going to happen? Is that island's going to sink? So I do like some of them comparing to that. I do like how some of them are trying to think how to help the Navy, which arguably the Navy should be trying to help them. But granted, the Navy do not yet, and the world do not still yet realize that they are under pretty much the leadership of the man who intends to sink the world. So, granted, eventually they'll probably realize the truth and betray the world government, but it'll probably take a bit while, as that's not what Vegapunk's message actually did. But anyway, the pirates have pretty much been more riled up because with Vegapunk's words, the One Piece, the greatest scientist in the world, has just proven that, okay, the One Piece does exist and its impact is greater than they could ever imagine. So all riled up and they want to get it more afterwards. So in a sense, the world government's going to have it and the Marines are going to have their hands full because, well, Roger's death inspired the great pirate age, making many pirates search for One Piece. Whitebeard's words encourage ritzy pirates to be encourage pirates who are starting to doubt the One Piece exists. No, it actually exists. We should go out and find it. And Vegapunk's words, while also confirming its existence, also confirms that it has a much bigger impact than any one of them ever imagined and realized if it's going to affect the whole world. So they'll be more determined to find it more than ever. And even prisoners have been arrested and are all excited because it's like, yeah, the pirates are going to rule the world now. And it's like, and unfortunately and I do like how the prison guards are trying to like, we can't turn off the transponder snails. There's nothing we can do to stop it. So it's like, in some ways, even though Vegapunk's message was probably brilliant, making sure the entire world listens to it, unfortunately, it means all the kinds of wrong people are listening to it as well. Which is why I think you've got a couple of Marines cursing Vegapunk because, well, their job has just gone a whole much harder with him around. Though granted, they will eventually probably realize that, you know what, it's a good thing perhaps maybe Vegapunk did do it once they actually learn the truth about who they actually work for. Now, Kobe, I think I've seen a little controversy, particularly with like Mr. Morge, wondering like, let's see, why would Kobe like specifically try and stop Luffy's dream or something like that? It's like, but I do think, I think some have also pointed out, and I think even to him that Kobe is pretty much not, let's see, seeing that the One Piece is too much of a danger to the world. He must prevent anyone from getting it. So, yeah. So it seems like, but it is interesting that Luffy is now remembering just how Kobe's mind is like thinking to Luffy in his dream to find the One Piece and thinking it's an impossible dream. But now, though granted, he's probably now started to believe that he could actually possibly do it. But now the fact that he's learned all this information from Vegapunk, he's going to probably realize that, you know what, Luffy, even if you have good intentions, it's just too probably dangerous for you to actually find the One Piece. So it's like, it's better that it be prevented from anyone from finding it. and perhaps maybe the Marines get the Marines prevent anyone from finding it, or the Marines get it themselves and store it away for whatever danger it might actually possess. But though granted, I don't know if that means he actually find the One Piece before Luffy does. I think that's what Grand Line Review thinks, but I'm not. I think Luffy will be the one to find the One Piece, but I think Kobe will pretty much realize that what the One Piece is and what Luffy intends to do with it are not a danger to the world, and maybe might help him get people to realize that Luffy having the One Piece, or even the Pirate King, is not actually the bad thing. Anyway, I do like how Buggy remains to be a very charismatic figure and inspiring his crew and loyalties. Like, the world's not going to be mine, it's going to be ours. And the sort of, like, I guess you could say, like, populist movement there. Buggy's pretty much like a populist. Let's see, knows exactly the right words to say, but is full of it. So, but yeah, he's got his crew excited. They're like, we'll follow you to the depths of hell, Buggy. But of course, Buggy is not exactly the one calling the shots. It's actually Crocodile Mihawk. Crocodile having Buggy getting to sit, and Buggy looks teary-eyed because he says, like, oh, this is not looking good for me. Now, granted, I'm pretty certain Crocodile doesn't really want to go finding the One Piece, but I wouldn't be surprised if perhaps he's at least might be reconsidering it, or saying, like, we have no choice now, if what Vegapunk has said. And it also might inspire him to say, like, okay, so does that mean we might now have a lead on the ancient weapons? So, who knows? At the very least, I think Crocodile's going to be mad at Buggy at first, just to punish him for getting him in the situation in the first place, but we'll probably at least accept, okay, this is probably what we need to do if Cross Guilds to survive. But yeah. Anyway, I do like how, let's see, you got Katarina Devon and Blackbeard just messaging and talking about Kariba, and just Blackbeard just casually going like, just bring him here. If I'd like his information, let's see, I'll accept him, but if he's wasting my time, I'm going to kill him myself, pretty much, even though Kariba's just kind of like begging. But granted, I think he has nothing to worry about, because Blackbeard will probably want to get those ancient weapons at the very least. Let's see. Kariba might, like I said, might become Blackbeard's new best friend, pretty much. But yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed at this point that Blackbeard is going to get one or two of the ancient weapons. It's only a matter of time. But which one will he go for? But anyway, like I said, Vegapunk messages continue about saying how Joy Boy is this is simply the truth. Joy Boy is, but before he can get interrupted, it's you get a his, but then it's sync, because Emmett the Iron Giant is once again knocked by Top Man Wolkeri, much to the giant's shock. The Denmushi finally explodes, so the message is now being turned off. The Straw Hats are on there, let's see, flying down the ship, but they're also then being pursued by the Horsemen, as they refer to it, or let's see, Nezjuro, who is ready to strike with his sword again. So is also prepared, but you got Usopp and Chopper doing the Nika eye pop thing, scared thing, and Nami's just going like, covering her mouth, covering her cheeks, going, ah! More like your typical scared, weak trio. And Emmett the Iron Giant says, sorry, Joe Boy. Let's see, Luffy shouts his, giant robot to Emmett, where Emmett says, I wanted to apologize to Luffy, much just confused and saying how deep down he knew that Joe Boy couldn't still be alive, or at least actually he's apologizing to Joe Boy that he knew he couldn't still be alive. But Luffy's realizing, wait, are you confusing someone else? Let's see, me for someone else? With Emmett saying, but you look so much like him. So that brings back the warm feeling I had that day. So actually might be apologizing. Let's see. So yeah, Emmett's fully saying, I wanted to apologize. Deep down I knew that you can be still alive, that you can still be alive. But Luffy, let's see, so yeah, he's apologizing to both Luffy and Joe Boy as it's revealed that Saturn either didn't fall into the ocean or managed to and land, or he did fall in the ocean, but he's gone out of it and is ready and regenerating again, ready to attack. Which either way, depending on which theory you believe, may or may not confirm whether or not he has a devil fruit. But anyway, him and the rest of the four elders, as the Straw Hat ship gets close by, surrounded by marine ships. Let's see, they're all charging at, let's see, the giant ship. With let's see, Emmett the giant saying, "Sorry that I couldn't make you king." With the giant saying, "Look out, it's enough one monster," saying that we can't let it escape if it's going to sink us. Which you got some of the people prior, let's see, panicking, or at least the giants. But Luffy is a bit confused by the whole king comment that Emmett says, and he's just asking, and Luffy just asks, asks what is his name, but Luffy just pretty much shouts, "I am Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will be king of the pirates." Let's see, Emmett realizes the whole D thing, pulls out a knot, unties it, and as soon as it released, Conqueror's Haki is moved. As the giant goes, "He, hey Luffy." Let's see, and you see Marines passing out. Luffy realizes it's the color of the Supreme King. As the giant says, "Thank you for letting me hear that old familiar with him," and tells Luffy not to die, saying he won't let him die. As we see the Conqueror's Haki spreading outside the island, far distant into the sea itself, as we see far away, and it's just like moving the waves, splitting the sky, all the stuff you expect from Conqueror's Haki, but in a more impressive display than we have ever seen before. As it starts bursting, knocking out more Marines, with Vice Admirals like Vice Admiral Dahl, who's still a kid, let's see, barely able to stay conscious, if you will, or going like Haki, such powerful Haki. And you see, I believe Vice Admiral, let's see, Pomsky being shocked by the fact that who is doing this, but yeah, as you see the Haki now starting to affect the five elders as they start to detransform and teleport back to Marine Joie, or at the very least, Top Man Rokri, Jupiter, and Nezjuro, as Saint Marcus Mars is already waiting for them there as they collapse, and as where they're panting and all that stuff from the damage, but Marcus Mars is just looking on, wondering what's happening to him. But then we cut to Emu, who's going like, "Ah!" And there's one servant going like, "Oh, great, Emu!" As you see, let's see, what can I say his name is again? Oh, yeah, Emu, sorry. I can't believe I got that. I'm starting getting a little tired. Sorry about that. Where's he going like, and thinks Joe Boy. So, yeah, I'm just going to end the bit here. I'll give my thoughts in a sec, but I'm first just going to refill my drink. Because I need to refill. There we go, that's done with. Sorry about that. But yeah. Where was I? Oh, yes. So pretty much you've got now for my thoughts and bits on like this part of the chapter. I do like how Topman Rokri is once again attacking the Iron Giant, showing that he's strong enough to damage him still. And I do like the fact that the message has been broken. It seems like Vegapunk's message is now finally gone and done with. So that last bit of the message was all that was really needed to conclude it. But granted, it seems Vegapunk had more to say about the truth about Joe Boy, or at least maybe a little summary of like what he was doing. But the world's not going to hear that part of the message now. So we're done. So I doubt we're going to see any more world reactions, or at least not for at least until let's see, the Straw Hats have managed to escape. So I do like how the Giants show concern for Emmett. let's see, Nezjuro, has already recovered from like Atlas's sacrifice, but and ready to strike, which you got Zoro ready to try and defend. But of course, Usopp, the weakling trio, can't help but be a bit cowardly in this bit here. So yeah, let's see. So I'm just cooling myself off the fan for a little second. That's getting a little hot here, but yeah, I'm just gonna. That'll do for now. Oh no, actually see a little. I think I actually see a little one here. So yeah, I'm gonna actually do that. Apologies, people. I probably should have done this ages ago, but I just forgot where I put this. But I'm gonna do it now, as I need to cool myself off a little bit. Oh yeah, but yeah, I do like how you got the weakling trio just being like, "Oh no, big scary horseman's coming to kill us." So yeah, it's always fun to just see those three do it. Though, granted, I do hope that they will show a bit of courage down the line, particularly in the next arc of Elbaf, especially you, Usopp, because well, Usopp's supposed to be your character growth moment, which I think much needed. But yeah. So yeah, I do like how Zoro's ready to prepare for another fight. Anyway, I do like how Emmett is clearing us that he does realize that Luffy is not actually the Joe boy he knew from 800 to 900 years ago. So he's apologizing, but ends up telling Luffy he looks so much like him he can't be confused. I think this is clear that Luffy is not. I hope this part of the chapter pretty much clears up that Luffy isn't really a reincarnation of Joy Boy. He just looks like him. Now, granted, I think that's led to some thinking that Luffy might actually be a descendant of Joy Boy, which I can see happening, but who knows? It really depends on how Oda wants to tackle it. I think most D members are supposed to be like the descendants of the Joe Boy's pirate crew, but and that hence the will of D. At least that's what some people theorize. But if not, who knows? But yeah, either way, we get an idea that Joe Boy is kind of similar to Luffy. But yeah, but I do like the apology. But yeah, we also learned that he wanted to try and make Joe Boy king. So many people wondering what kind of king is that? Someone like, is it conquer the world like Blackbeard and Rocks? Or is it more of like Luffy and Roger being the pirate king and being free? So even though he might be the first pirate, he might not be regarded as the first pirate king for one reason or another. But yeah, at the very least, but I'm curious to see how Luffy's going to react when he learns a bit more about Joy Boy and the fact that he has the same power as Joy Boy. But yeah, granted, he probably won't care. But what really gets me hyped is the fact that we've got the most, and the highlight of this chapter is arguably the most impressive defeat of Haki we have seen to date. The Conqueror's Haki going so far from the distance of the island, it's like blowing away the oceans and even the skies, knocking out every low grunt marine, with the only ones still able to stand a bit is the vice admirals, and even they seem to be having a hard time. And also the most impressive feat is the fact that Joe Boy's Haki was able to blow away the five elders, de-transform them, forcing them to teleport back into Marigeois. So yeah, that is a very impressive feat. It's probably the most impressive feat we have seen in the series, and arguably this might even emphasize that Joe Boy is actually the strongest pirate to ever existed. Whether he's the strongest character remains to be seen with Emu, but we see even him huffing and puffing here. I think this is pretty much all but confirms that Emu is pretty much the immortal king from like the Void Century. So yeah, him and Joy Boy have clearly had a history, and it looks like he might even actually be scared of him, which I think Mr. Morris did a great video explaining why Joe Boy might have been the strongest person in the One Piece universe, but that even possibly Emu feared. But we'll have to wait and see. But and how he reacts to more of Joe Boy, more stuff on Joe Boy, really. Interesting that Marcus Mars was also sitting there before. My understanding in the SBS, he's always standing up because he was punished for not really for neglecting his work. But now he got to sit down, and the other elders are there, minus Saturn, which is also confirms that the teleport thing. Let's see, cannot send those back who are just got by the island by transformation by transport. So let's see, the other elders got there by teleporting, so they're now gone, which means they can no longer help Saturn if he gets in trouble. And with Katarina Vaughan copying him, that might just end up being the case, because this might be where the Blackbeard pirates make their move. So yeah, I do like that little turn of developments. We'll just have to wait and see on that part. Anyway, the next bit of the chapter is the Straw Hats have finally landed on the water. Luffy's excited. Let's see, the Straw Hat's asking where the monsters go, but he says he has no idea. The Giant's saying that, let's see, particularly Doug and Broggy saying, let's see, wondering what this means with, like, let's see, one of them being confused about a robot with hockey. That doesn't really make people disappear. Saying that what just happened doesn't make someone disappear with the circumstances. But yeah, it's interesting that the tie knot thing is similar to Nami's weather technology. So I wonder if there's a connection to that kingdom there. But hockey was stored up inside that robot, pretty much. But yeah, anyway, I think you got Chopper and Usopp just cuddling Jimbo, crying, saying, I'm just happy we made it down, much to Jimbo's, I think, annoyance. It's like, hey guys, I'm trying to steer. Sanji asks Nami if she's all right, but she says she's fine, but then starts to inform them what happened to Atlas and Edison. So I think this is probably safe confirmation that Edison is probably dead at this point. And then we cut to like the next page where we see Saturn still standing there. We see Emmett with like his one arm just looking on, with him thinking back to what Joy Boy said, saying, remember, Emmett, only when the time is right. Let's see, and him going like the time is right, and we see that Emmett is wearing the, let's see, Giant's clothing, if you will. Let's see, as he goes like, so Joe Boy says, I've tied the knot of the greatest of hockey and locked it inside your body. Him being impressed, saying that you're telling the Giant that you're going to keep on living long after he's dead, and saying that the day come he can't really help anymore. But Emmett's like, what? No! Doesn't want Joe Boy gone, if you will. So it's like, and saying when your life is in danger, or when someone else is in danger who you want to protect, saying that's when when the time is right, going ahead and untie the knot. With Emmett going like, when the time is right, it's saying that, wait, does that mean you'll save me? With Joe Boy confirming that is the case, but saying this is way where it's saying that all the way from this current past right now. And then he's going with the robot saying, laughing and just going like, I'm glad, thanking Joe Boy, saying it's like you'll be with me even after you've died. But Joe Boy tries to remind him that we're talking about a long time in the future, saying that, all right. But he's going like, a long time ago, thinking about how he hopes he doesn't get lonely, laughing as it looks like his eyes have turned off, implying that he may have, let's see, with that hockey burst, shut himself down, or at least is preparing for his inevitable end as we speak, ending the chapter. First of all, I will admit, I do like that the ship has finally landed into the ocean. You got Usopp and Chopper clinging on to Jinbei, like he can protect them. Though I think I do like how he seems to be a bit annoyed with like how they're clinging him a bit. Or it's like guys, I'm trying to steer here, but yeah. I do like how the Giants are questioning, like, okay, how does the robot have a hockey that made people disappear? Let's see. But yeah, these answers won't be explained a bit more to any of them when they probably realize more about the sun, that Luffy is a new Joey Boy and has the sun god Nika Fruit, so I think that will take a while to happen. But yeah, I do like how Nami informs Sanji that both Atlas and Edison are pretty much dead, or at least about to, before we get interrupted. But yeah, I think she's pretty much telling him about some of the casualties they had. in their very long journey. So that will be interesting to see. But I think the most interesting bit here is, well, Saturn staring down the Iron Giant, so I wonder if that means the two are going to try and finish each other off, or if something else happens, because it looks like Saturn might be the elder that bites the bucket first, given the whole Blackbeard plan with Katarina Vaughn, which I assume is to infiltrate the world government, get in control of Seraphim, and also to get some information on the One Piece, I believe. So, yeah. I do like how we see Emmett in the flashback looking more like a typical Elbaf giant, which makes me wonder if that means that Emmett might have been originally a giant but became a full-on mecha at some point. But I do like how we get the explanation that Joe Boy has stored his hockey in that tied knot, told him what he needs to do, and who to protect when the time comes. So showing a bit of insight here. But I do like how we got an idea that Emmett is seemingly very loyal and faithful to Joy Boy, that the idea of outliving him upsets him, and even getting excited at the fact that he's got some of his power stored inside of him. It's like that's protecting him, which leads me to wonder if that means that Mr. Mort is correct in the fact that Joe Boy is so strong, no one could beat him, but his crew let him down, and even they might have been used against him in a way that caused his defeat. But at the moment, we got Joe Boy happy. He seems to got the straw hat thing, but he also seems to have like a metal arm and metal leg, implying that he probably had those cut off completely at this point. But making him, I guess, a bit more of on the disabled physical end. But yeah. So sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I was talking about Joe Boy's look. So he's got his straw hat. Oh yeah, looking like I was making a comment about Game of Thrones, Jaime Lannister. So yeah. But anyway, it seems like he's got a smaller mechanical arm and a smaller mechanical leg. So people wondering like this is the peg leg that Oda said he would bring back in the series, and even like the claw thing, because that's usually associated with pirates. But who knows? Now oh, sorry, I'm starting to get a little tired, and so I'm starting to lose track of thought. But now it seems to imply that Joe Boy might have had lost both his things. But given also the fact we got Joe Boy's silhouette looking skinny, this is one of making people, and looking compared to the size of Emmett, has made people wonder if perhaps Emmett is not actually, Joe Boy is not actually a buccaneer or giant, but perhaps a human, which might explain the similarities to Luffy. But then again, I think some have also pointed out that Emmett is really big, even by giant standards. So who knows? But then again, I guess this is what happens when you only got like Kuma and his father to compare the Buccaneer race to. But we'll have to wait and see if they all come in all different shapes and sizes. But yeah. But I do like how Joe Boy says when there's someone you might want to protect or yourself, that's when you can untie the knot. And I do like how he gets excited at the fact that Joe Boy will be with him even after all these years. So I do like at the very least he shows his loyalty to Joe Boy at the very least, enthusiastic that he'll one day get to use his power, or get to do his power again. And he did get excited about hearing Luffy doing the drums and liberation thing. Now, whether or not he's shut down or destroyed now, who knows? It might just be that he's starting to dwindle in power, deactivate. But I have a feeling Saturn might try to wipe him out for good, unless the giant robot wipes out Saturn himself. So, yeah. So I think that's pretty much everything we've got to cover. So yeah, we've got like the possible mechanical peg arm and peg leg, maybe the eye patch, maybe, but who knows? But we're getting a little bit more idea of Joe Boy, and that means probably down the line in a year we'll probably get Joe Boy's voice by the anime. So that'll be interesting to see what they choose for this voice. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, overall, I'd give this chapter probably a 8 or 8 out of 10. It may not be as exciting as the message that Vegapunk leave last time, but I think the message was being told. Let's see. Granted, Saint Saturn is still around, but it seems like you might have Oda has another purpose for him. I'm assuming if it perhaps maybe Kuma's self-sacrifice or maybe Emmet the robot to take him down. Let's see. Kobe now determined to prevent Luffy's dream from happening, and you've got pretty much Buggy's crew being all excited, particularly with his rhetoric about how it's going to be all of their treasure. Though granted, Cross Guild seems very reluctant to do so, as they're telling Buggy to sit down here, as they probably now have to be forced to discuss their plans. In fact, you got the ancient weapon. Let's see, Blackbeard has now learned about Karibo, so that means the Blackbeard pirates may get their hands on an ancient weapon. Let's see the interactions with Emmet the Iron Giant and with Luffy, displaying Joe Boy's hockey, and also showing how much it affects even powerful beings like Emu. So, looking forward to that bit there, as well as, let's see, the stakes have now turned back into Straw Hat's favor, with the majority of the elders gone and only Saturn remains, and also the little flashback showing, let's see, Joe Boy and Emmet when they were during the Void Century time. So, yeah. With a few nitpicks and complaints here and there, this chapter is pretty good. So yeah. Well, that's all my thoughts to say. Let's see. I might have been a bit tired in certain places, but I think for the most part I'm not too bad compared to other times. But I gotta go head to bed now, and so yeah, I'm not going to re-record this one. So yeah. For those who end up listening, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say. But for now, I am Blue Star Saber, signing off. Goodbye, everyone. We are on the cruise. No, that was cringy. I apologize. So, yeah, goodbye, everyone.